good God, the curl on this one, oh my God. Like, you are going to literally have lashes curled to the heavens and beyond. Hey guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. Today we're doing a highly requested video, so I'm very excited. We're doing a comparison of the Kosas, the Big Clean Mascara versus the Ilia Mascara, the Lolo Mascara, and then also the Hynt Beauty Mascara. And I wanted to do this just because I've gotten a lot of questions since I did the review on which of the many clean beauty mascaras I've recommended, which one would I recommend to use. And honestly, it's all preference because everyone likes different things, everyone has different needs. So I'm going to go through kind of each one and kind of compare it to the Kosas mascara. So if you're excited for this video and other videos like this, then please like and subscribe. Also, if you have any suggestions on other kind of comparison videos you want me to do, please leave them down below. And without further ado, let's talk mascara. Okay, so let's jump in and just get started. First things first, I'm gonna go over the Kosas mascara and give you all the information that I have, that I discovered while using this and testing it out. And then we're gonna compare and contrast to the other mascaras that I've talked about. All right, let's get into it. So this is the Kosas mascara. This is a very heavy and weighty mascara. In comparison to all the other mascaras, this is the heaviest and definitely the most luxurious feeling component. Now, when you open it, this mascara, this is how it kind of comes out. This is a U-shape kind of wand. And if you're gonna buy this mascara, use it, there's something that you need to know. You need to brush off the excess. Like, this isn't like where it's a suggestion, or, you know, it might be a little annoying to apply if there's excess, because with most mascaras, you want to get the excess off the brush. Like with this one, if you don't, it is going to be a freaking disaster, because the texture of this formula is very, like, it's like thicker and it's waxier. So then it just can get a mess in your lash line. If any of that kind of gathers here, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's like thick, it's clumpy, it like, you can like feel it. It's really, this formula is just so much more waxy and thick that you really need to make sure you're taking the excess off, or you probably are not going to enjoy using this, because also the dry down of this takes a lot longer than an average mascara. So the formula here, it's, you know, good for your lashes. It has a bunch of amazing ingredients in it. So if you're someone that is using, you know, lash extensions, or, you know, you just took your lash extensions off and you're, you know, everything's all messed up, or you're a huge false lash person, you know, that like constant use of like glue and having something on top of your lashes can break your lashes. So something like this is really good. So if you're that kind of person, like, this is definitely the way to go. You just have to know, you know, again, the formula is just thicker, so you just have to be a little bit careful. But I still really like this mascara. It's so good because it's thicker. Again, like I said before, the dry down, it takes a lot longer. Like, it's not gonna take you like 5 minutes or anything, but once you do 2 coats, let it dry. Like, let it dry fully, kind of give it a minute before you do a 3rd coat, if you're going to do a 3rd coat. But this is a great mascara if you are looking for something that gives you a really fluffy lash, that is good for your lashes, and you're not really so much concerned with holding a curl throughout the day. Now, it holds the curl, don't get me wrong, but your lashes droop a little bit by the end of the day. If you like a really fluffy lash, this is perfect. This is so beautiful. You can get that really like sexy fluffy lash that doesn't really clump, which you would think, because it's a thicker formula, it would clump, but it doesn't really clump. Now, if you go on with 3 coats, I mean, you might get a little bit of clumping, but even then, I didn't see it clump as much, I would say, as like any of my mascaras. So not just my clean beauty mascaras, but my conventional mascaras too, because I kind of compared it to everything. This is really nice. I really enjoy wearing this. This is the mascara like I grab when I just want to put on like a really beautiful just one coater of mascara, and I just have that beautiful fluffy lash, and everyone's kind of like, oh, what's on your lashes? Because it looks just so freaking wabam and beautiful with 1 coat. With 2 coats, it looks just as beautiful and just as amazing. But this is definitely one of those where if I just want like a really light kind of makeup application day, like, this is what I'm going to be grabbing. So that's the Kosas mascara. Now let's move on. Which one do I want to do next? Let's talk Ilia mascara. So I have the mini one in front of me here. I'm waiting for my big one to come and I can't wait because I'm very sad that I'm out of it. Well, I mean, I use the mini one, but it's mini. So I can't wait for the big one to come in, but this is a great mascara. So let's talk about it. The packaging is just like a traditional mascara packaging. It's white, which I also really like because I feel like there's not a lot of white like tube mascaras out there. Their updated packaging is amazing. I really like it. So let's kind of talk about the wand here. So this is very different from the Kosas mascara because this is not a traditional wand. This is a plastic wand. So you have long bristles on one side and short on the other. The formulation on this is so awesome because what I love about this is it just is a separating formulation. So your lashes are super separated and it doesn't really clump at all. Like I don't find that with this. I can do 3 coats with this and it doesn't clump. 1 coat with this I like, but I definitely prefer 2 coats with this mascara. It doesn't really crumble or fall down. Towards the end of the day, just like with any mascara, you might have a little bit, depending on your kind of under eyes and how greasy, you know, your skin is and stuff like that. You might have a little bit of fall down kind of at the edges there, but it's not significant and not a lot. This holds a curl really, really beautifully. However, if you are someone that is looking for something that is very curl, like holds a curl all day, snatched, you don't need to curl your lashes kind of look, I have something coming up for you. So this might not be kind of out of all of the ones I'm recommending the one for you, but this is freaking incredible. Like, holy guacamole, I freaking love this stuff. It's so good. Like lashes snatched to the gods with this one, and you feel really secure all day wearing it. So this again isn't a thicker formula. It's definitely more of like that traditional style, like thinner consistency formula. It does get better with age. So as you're kind of using it more, it definitely gets better and applies a little bit better. But when you first apply it, it's not super, super liquidy where you're like, good God, I can't wait for you to dry out because you're freaking slipping and sliding everywhere, just not holding anything. Like I feel like sometimes when mascaras are super like liquid at first, it's just like they don't really perform at all the way you want. Tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like I'm not wrong with that one. I know I'm not alone. Where like super liquidy mascaras are like, Jesus, please dry out. Like can't wait for like 2.5 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now when you're like that perfect consistency. This kind of doesn't really have that. This applies right away really well, but as it ages and kind of as you use it more, it does get better and it's freaking amazing. You are really gonna like your lashes with this. I would say if you're kind of more of a traditional lash maybe person and you like something that's super separating, not super clumpy, and just is like perfect for every day, perfect for day to night, perfect for events, perfect for everything, like this is super, super good. And the wand is amazing. The best way I like to apply this is I like to do the short bristles first and then the long ones. I find that combination gives me the perfect length, like thickness, curl combo that I want. That gives me just such a statement lash, and when I wear this I get so many compliments and I always get asked if my lashes are real. It is freaking bomb. Alrighty. Alright, let's move on to this one. So this is the Hynt Beauty Mascara. The component here is definitely heavier than the Ilia mascara and the Lolo mascara that I'm going to talk about next. It is lighter than this mascara, but not by a lot. Like it is very much a more luxurious feeling component. It has kind of like just a heavier, thicker feel to it. It's really nice. And this comes with a traditional wand. And when you first see this, you're like, honey, that is going to be trash. That is not going to be a good mascara at all. That's just like kind of how that wand looks. It looks just like a very, very traditional like wand. However, another one where your lashes are going to be snatched to the heavens and back. It's so good. Now, this is a dry formula. So if you are a dry formula person and you do not like when mascaras are wet, because I know that those people are out there, this is for you. Every time I open this, I said this in my review of this, every time I open this, I'm just literally like face hit with blueberry, just like smacked with blueberry. Good God, it's the most blueberry smelling thing ever. It smells more like blueberry than blueberries do.
Blueberry pie and cream. Holy Toledo, what's happening to your face?
Cool it, Dad. Let me finish.
Okay, that's bananas. It's so good. I'm just talking fruit. We're just talking fruit right now. It's so, I really like it. Like at first, when I first opened, I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna be smelling like a damn fruit salad today. But we're not. Like, it's so good. The smell, I really like it. Again, a drier formula. This one gives you a really fluffy lash too, just like the Kosas mascara, but it is just different because it isn't so wet. Because this is drier formula, it dries down pretty fast, which I really, really like. And again, this is the wand. This doesn't have a lot of excess that comes off on the wand. So if you don't really have to clean it off as much. The same with the Ilia one. You don't really need to clean it off. Like, you're fine if you don't. This is beautiful. The fluffy lash is incredible. Because it is dry formula, though, I will say, I find that it kind of, not crumbles, but it can kind of have like little flakes that come off. But that doesn't deter me from using this because it isn't like super aggressive and they're really easy to like move off your face. If you notice when you're doing your makeup, you apply this and then you're kind of finishing up and you notice you have a few flakes. Because they're so dry that it's like really easy to remove. I don't find that I have a lot of fall down from this, but you might have in the corner here, just like anything that isn't really a waterproof mascara, you're going to have fall down. That just is what it is. It is what it is. And this is definitely one of those, again, that has fall down, but it's really beautiful. The lashes are super fluffy and it doesn't clump like at all. Out of all of these, this is like the least clumping mascara, I would say, because it is, again, the formula is just so much more dry that it doesn't really have the opportunity to clump, if that makes sense. It is freaking beautiful. I really like this. I didn't think I would when I opened it because, again, the wand looked hella basic, like the most basic of wands, but it actually is a beautiful formulation. I really like this when I'm kind of going for maybe a little bit more of a light smoky eye kind of look, like when I want something that is a little bit more of a statement lash and a little bit less separating than the Ilia one. The Ilia one is definitely so much more separating, and sometimes I want something that just kind of gives me a lot more volume. This gives you a crap ton of volume, and it also holds a curl really, really well. I like it. Again, the next mascara I'm talking about holds a curl like significantly better than all of these, but this one doesn't really, like, your lashes don't really droop with this one, and neither with this one. It's just, if you have kind of more of a pin straight lash, you might really want to consider like curling your lashes and like holding that like lash curler on there for a second. In comparison to the Kosas mascara, it gives you it's a drier formula, so if you don't like wet formulas, like, this is for you. It holds a curl really well and it gives you a very fluffy lash, kind of like the Kosas mascara, but it is a drier formula, so that's kind of the difference there. It also holds a curl better than the Kosas mascara. Okay, so then let's move on to the next one, and then I'll kind of do like a roundup, like a really quick roundup, holding them all up in comparison so that you can kind of see. So Lolo mascara. This component is kind of very similar to this, definitely more lightweight in weight, and just, again, a black mascara, just like these, kind of looks like just a traditional mascara. All right, so then let's get into it. This has more of a like hourglass shape wand, which I love because this is an amazing dupe for the Better Than Sex mascara and the Lash Paradise mascara. It is so freaking good. The formulation of this is also really similar to those in the way that it makes your lashes like super statement, which I freaking love. This is more of a wet formula, but it isn't super wet. Again, like, it has more of the formula like this one. It gets better with age. It definitely dries down quick, just like the other ones. Not the Kosas one, obviously. And what I love about this is the curl. Good God, the curl on this one, oh my God. Like, you are going to literally have lashes curled to the heavens and beyond, like past your head. The curl is incredible. I don't have to curl my lashes with this one when I apply it. The curl is exactly what I want it to be. It is beautiful. It lasts all day, and it does not like fall at all whatsoever. It is freaking wild. Like, I don't know what hocus pocus magic is in this.
Look, another glorious
glorious morning. Makes me sick.
But it is so freaking good. I'm obsessed with it. It is one of those that, like, if I'm going out and I'm like definitely going for a little bit more of a sexy lash look or whatever, I'm always grabbing this one above the other ones because it just performs so well. The curl holds so long, so even if you're in like a humid climate, I will say, like, this to me, like throughout summer when it was literally so hot and humid here, this lasted so well. It held it beautifully. I had a really nice, like, built up lash look. I was a huge fan of it. Like, it's just so freaking good. The formula, again, like, it doesn't really crumble. Of course, you're gonna have a little bit of fall down, but I will say, in comparison to like this one to this one has way less fall down, and these I would say are pretty equal in terms of like fall down. It doesn't really crumble. Again, it runs ever so slightly, but again, if it's not a waterproof mascara, like, what are you doing expecting stuff not to run? It just don't, like, it's gonna run. It just is. And yeah, so let's kind of go and just do like a quick compare and contrast really quick. So again, holding these two up, Ilia mascara, Kosas mascara. This one, heavier formula, fluffier lash, definitely thicker, dries down significantly slower, and is kind of more of a two-coater than anything else. This one is a plastic wand in comparison to this one. This one is a regular wand. This one, it definitely holds a curl longer, and it is a more separating lash. So if you want a more separating lash, this one is your guy. This also has less fall down than this one, just because the formulation is significantly different. Both beautiful mascaras. It just depends on your preference. If you love a separated lash, out of all of these, this is the one that you should be grabbing for sure. And then next, let's see. Okay, so Hynt Beauty Mascara, super wet formula and like thicker, dry formula for sure. This one holds a curl better. This one is both of these are fluffy lashes, but this one I would say is a little bit more fluffy. This one has more crumbling on it because it is a drier formula. This one doesn't really crumble at all. It just can have a little bit of fall down on the sides, just like any other mascara. With both of these, I will definitely, actually with all of these, freaking powder your under eyes, you guys. Like, you just gotta do it if you're wearing concealer, because you are going to be a raccoon of a mess. You just are. These are both definitely similar in the sense that they give you a fluffy lash, but formulation wise, super like wet and like thick, but not in a bad way. And then this one is just drier and thinner, holds a curl a little bit better, but crumbles a lot more in terms of formulation because it is a drier formula. And then last but not least, Lolo. So these are definitely very different. They're both more traditional wands with like different shapes, whereas this one is definitely just like super traditional wand. This one curves up like this, like kind of like a macaroni noodle, and this one is an hourglass shape. This one holds a curl crazy well, the best out of all of these mascaras. This one doesn't hold a curl as well, but still holds a curl. Formulation wise, this is definitely a thicker formula. This one dries down a lot faster, and I will say in terms of fall down, this one lasts a lot longer in terms of like getting any mascara on your face. And it gives you a little bit more of a not separated lash look, but not super fluffy look. It gives you kind of that perfect in-between lash look, whereas this one is definitely a fluffy lash look that is sexy, but it's just different. Like, this is kind of the perfect, out of all of these mascaras, like if you were like, I need a mascara that goes from day to night and like, you know, gives me a super like voluminous lash look and is very much a statement lash, I would go here, just because the formula and the wand are the way that they are. It's really good. This is definitely fluffy, sexy, but just not necessarily as lengthening or anything like that. This is definitely a little bit different, but both amazing mascaras. I'm a huge fan. Now, if I'm comparing, just because I'm talking like less fluffy, more traditional. If I'm comparing the two of these, they are different, but they're both really, really good. This is just more separating. Like, you will get a little bit more of a thickening, clumpy lash with this one, but not in a bad way. It doesn't like clump and look like hella crazy. It just gives you a little bit more of a thicker look. Because this has like a plastic wand, that is kind of how you get that perfect, beautiful separated lash. This is definitely a more natural looking mascara. This is definitely gives you more of a thicker lash look, more clump to it. This, because this wand is plastic, it is able to separate a little bit different. All in all, huge fans of all of these. I would love to know if you've tried any of these, which ones are your favorite, if you've compared them. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.